event to get together. So I want to introduce and acknowledge each of the promoters that are effectively partners in this show, because without all of their work, we wouldn't be here. And that is why this event is possible. That's why we can bring a major fight to South Florida, because instead of one guy trying to do it himself, or two guys going the same night in different places and working against each other, everybody in this room is working together. So I'm going to acknowledge each of the promoters that had anything to do with this fight, that I know of. I may leave somebody out, because I've never worked with so many good people and so many different promoters. First of all, my partner and best friend in the world, Louis from Takutas Presents. Second of all, Jorge Perez from Winter Sports, and his partner, Michael Lusby. Eric Leander, who's basically self-promoted for just a short period of time until we signed him, but who's really worked hard to get his people involved in this show too. He's actually fighting a very tough fight on the card. Richard Duvall from Bad Dog Promotions, who everybody knows, been around South Florida a long time. Henry Rivalta from Dream Team Promotions. Stand up, Henry. He's involved. Boris Arizibia from Korea Promotions. Is he here yet? He's involved. And of course, Charles Whitaker's Knockout Productions, all the way from the Cayman Islands. And I know the premier of the Cayman Islands is coming to the event, as well as some of their top media. So he'll have it'll be some international flavor as well. So I might have left a few out, but everybody that I mentioned contributed to this show. And I think that's important. And I think if we all do that in the future, we'll have many, many big shows in South Florida. But the guy who was my right hand in putting the show together is a tall guy to the right, his partner, Jorge Perez. I'd like to call both of them and say a few words, Michael and Jorge.
All right, buenas tardes para todos. Muchas gracias para todos los que están aquí y muchas gracias Luis de Cuba, el audio, okay, there. Richard Doval y los demás promotores ya mencionados, Rivalta y todos los que han puesto su granito de arena aquí para este evento. Le quiero dar las gracias y gracias a Dios primero que nada por la primera oportunidad. Es mi primera cartelera aquí en Miami y aquí en esta cartelera tengo dos boxeadores que yo trabajo directamente, que es Giopi Bartelemí y Junieki González, que se había olvidado mencionar, 5-0 con 3 knockouts, un prospecto cubano light heavyweight. También está Jordani Salinas, 3-0 o 2-0, 3-0 con 7 knockouts en las 135 libras. 122, disculpa, 122 libras, otro prospecto de Cuba también. Giopi Bartelemí, después de 6 años que regresó en diciembre pasado, ganó su primera pelea después de estar 6 años sin pelear. Y en marzo, en Atlantic City, nosotros tuvimos la oportunidad de mostrarle al mundo que Giopi Bartelemí estaba en tremendas condiciones cuando le ganamos por knockout a Derrick Ennis, el 3 veces campeón del USBA. En Atlantic City estábamos solo nosotros 4, el entrenador, Bartelemí, Jorge, mi pana y yo. Y teníamos toda una arena en contra de nosotros. Como es obvio, no estábamos en el patio nosotros. Y Bartelemí demostró allí quién era Giopi Bartelemí. Y se coronó número 10 del mundo, actualmente número 9. Y lo mismo va a hacer en Miami. Le queremos dar gracias al team de Charles Whitaker. Thank you for, to take the fight, for the opportunity. Y aquí estamos para tratar de traer el boxeo a Miami nuevamente y con bastante éxito. Muchas gracias.
Before we hear from the fighters, because I think that's what everybody is here for, and we're done talking about each other. I want to thank Mojitos, which is our host, and it's a beautiful restaurant. I've never been here before, but I'll be back. Tomorrow at Tony's Sports Grill at 5 o'clock is the weigh-in. It's open to the public. You might want to be there, get some good photo opportunities without their shirts on. And I would like to thank Miami, the Doubletree Hotel, the Miami Airport Convention Center. What? Yeah. I'd also like to thank my staff, including my right hand for many years, Lourdes Guerrero, wherever she is, raise your hand. She's spoken for us, so don't get excited, guys. But we do have tickets for sale here, and she has them, so if anybody's interested in purchasing tickets that haven't got their tickets yet, or VIP tickets, please talk to Lourdes while she's here. I'm not going to bring up all the fighters because we'd be here all afternoon. We have 11 fights, and we start the action at 7 o'clock. And we'll just keep them going all night long. We got 11 great fights. So I'm not going to bring up all the fighters. We have bout sheets if the press want to see them. And the fighters that are here can certainly talk to the media afterwards. But there are 3 significant fights in the last 3 fights of the night, which I believe are going to be very, very fascinating. And the first fighter I'd like to bring up is from West Palm Beach. Boca, West Palm Beach. He's very well known around here. He's a hard-punching young heavyweight with a record of 11-1. He knocks out most guys in front of him. He's probably going in with his toughest challenge today, Terrence Marber, a veteran, 6 wins out of 7 fights. So, ladies and gentlemen, from Boca, West Palm, the Viking, Leander.
Hello, hey, how you guys doing? I'm actually from Pittsburgh originally, but I live up there in Boca now. I've had all my fights down here in South Florida. I see a lot of familiar faces in the audience. I've been learning on the job. I had no amateur background. I like to fight. That's basically what it comes down to. I came out, I learned, I always like to fight. I started training fighters originally. I said, man, I like to fight more than these guys like to fight. They just go out there and look at each other and dance around. They didn't really want to hit each other, so I started fighting. I'm 3 years in now. I'm 11-1. This will be my 13th fight. Looking forward to a good one. Been training hard with John David Jackson. Had a lot of good sparring. I come to fight. I'm gonna do everything I can to crush the opponent in front of me. That's my goal. Thank you.
We have the semi-windup. It's a 10-round fight between 2 local fighters. And I think the best person... You want to do this fight or you want me to do it? Okay. 2 local fighters with good records, challenging each other. It's a 10-round cruiserweight fight. Gentleman from Miami, Florida, a record of 16-9, 10 knockouts. Levon Castillo.
Buenas tardes. Agradezco a la rueda de prensa que están haciendo por la cartelera boxística. En primer lugar, bueno, tengo 16 peleas, 10 por knockout, 9 perdidas. Bueno, eso es todo mi récord. Gracias.
And on the other side of the ring that night is a amateur standout from Cuba who's only knocked out all 11 guys he's faced since he's been in the United States. 12. I can't even keep track. He's world ranked already, which says a lot for such a young fighter. He's respected, and a lot of people think he may be the next cruiserweight champion. From Havana, Cuba, by way of Miami, Florida, or by way of Miami, Florida, by way of Havana, Cuba, with a record of 12-0, with 12 knockouts, Junior Dortico.
Primeramente quisiera saludar a todos los presentes y decirle que yo me siento súper que bien. Son 2-0, 2 enojados y ya el número 3 estaba bien en camino ya. Y quiero decirle a la gente que no se pierda esto el viernes, que esto va a ser candela. Y bueno, quisiera darle las gracias a todos los que vinieron aquí a darnos esta oportunidad a nosotros aquí en Miami, una cartelera que hace rato no se veía, que va a ser súper que buena. Y